do I need to eat to stimulate my metabolism in the morning? And that was one of the most beautiful questions I ever got asked, because I used to ask myself a lot, or tell myself when I was younger, that I needed to eat in order to keep my metabolism going. And you know, our bodies are incredibly smart. They're kind of always doing things, and we have no clue. Like, your heart is beating right now as you watch this, and as I juggle and speak to you here, my heart is beating, and I'm not even thinking about that. And if I had to think about that, I think I would maybe forget to manually beat my heart and pump the blood throughout my body. So thank goodness I don't have control of that. So that's why I'm always talking about going in the sunlight. And I'm going through a little fast today, and this is why I'm bringing this up, because I am intentionally breaking my fast all day long without actually eating, right? So breakfast, we look at breakfast and we say we are breaking our fast. And breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So when you're eating breakfast, you want to eat a meal with the highest containing amino acid food groups. I always try and lead with, you know, my animal protein sources and my healthy fats. And I used to make that a rule for myself when I was younger. It was, okay, Rachel, first meal of the day is going to be pretty nutrient-dense meal, and whatever else happens throughout the day, you know, we don't mind it. Now I'm a little bit more cognizant of what I've been eating just recently for my own journey with what I'm going through right now. But back in the day, I could have eaten anything after that. I could have gone out and eaten somewhere, like, I don't even know, like Cane's or something. I don't know, guys, you know, but it was my first meal of the day is most important, and I keep it at that. Now, it doesn't matter what time I eat. So right now it is 5:30, almost 5:30. And about 45 minutes ago, I became ravenous. I was just feeling that hunger hormone come in, and that little voice in my head that was like, go eat something, Rachel, go eat. Just eat, eat, eat. You know, you get that little voice in there that's being tempting you. It's the same little voice that when I go and try and get in the cold shower, it says, put it on warm, put it on warm, put it on warm, you know? So, and it's like, okay, no, like, you're not gonna die. You're just going through this fast. I mean, I feel fine. It was just getting a little bit hungry, and like, food is so pleasurable. It's so pleasurable to eat, you know? But I'm not gonna die, so I'm gonna delay that gratification that I have. But I will have some coffee, because why? Coffee is amazing. Black coffee is amazing. It's been shown to help induce autophagy. So cellular autophagy, auto is self, phagy is like cellular eating. So basically the cell is going in and Pac-Manning anything that's not working within the cell. And it's so cute. Within the cell, we call these little, like, mitochondria, the nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, all these little compartments and lysosome and whatnot, we call them organelles. So they kind of function like our organs, right? They're smaller little organs of the cells. We call them organelles. It's so cute. But basically, when we go through a fast, we Pac-Man and basically expunge any parts of the cell that aren't doing their job, you know, the little bit weaker. It's going to be consumed and spit out. And what we're actually, so that's the death process, right? Lysis, we go through glycolysis, lysis, and then we create anew. So then we go through birth. So I've been breaking my fast all day through different means. So first thing this morning was just, oh my gosh, I mean, incredibly exciting that the sun was out. So I went out outside in the sun, and going in the blue light. This is why we don't want to have blue light at night, because it can stimulate cortisol and secrete blood sugar. So that's why we don't want blue light at night. The same reason why I want it in the morning. So I'm going to stimulate the cortisol, which is where I want my spike to be in the morning. I'm going to stimulate cortisol, and then it's going to break my fast, right? When I stimulate cortisol and I'm breaking down sugars into the bloodstream, I'm breaking my fast. But I didn't have to get that sugar rush from the food that I was eating, right? I'm doing it from an external source. The same thing happens when you go in cold water. When you go in cold water, right, you stimulate adrenaline, and your body is basically preparing for you to fight or flight, right? That's what that fight or flight response is. It's preparing you to flee. And I could do the same thing if I went to go lift weights too, right? I'm putting my body under duress, under stress. It's the same thing when I fast. and so I'm secreting my cortisol in that way. So I got a lot of sunshine, so I skipped my workout today, right? I don't overdo it. Like I used to do it all in one day, and now I just try and work smarter, not harder. And that's the thing about this. I started at one point in time really becoming aware of like my lighting exposure. So if I had the option to go to the gym or be in the sunlight, I was gonna then start choosing the passive way of health, which would be to sit in the sunlight. And there's so many things, right? Sitting in the sunlight. You can work out at any time of the day, but like, where am I going to get my vitamin D as well? And it's just enjoying the day. And it's so good. I mean, being in the sunlight helps us stimulate our collagen synthesis, right? Helps us degrade tryptophan to serotonin and melatonin. I'm a broken record on that note, but you know, choosing a passive form instead of like strictly going to the gym. I have to go to the gym, right? Because you could work out at any time of the day. And today I actually just decided to lay in the sun and read my book. And then the next time I broke my fast was having some caffeine. So caffeine is also a stimulant. It will stimulate cortisol, and anytime we stimulate cortisol, again, we get blood sugar. So if you could just see how the stress response is working, and the importance of maintaining blood sugar throughout the day. But it's a good investment, right? So black coffee can help induce autophagy. It also has the polyphenols, so it's broken down nutrients, so it's really healthy for the gut bacteria. And the reason why I practice strength training is so that I'm not like overtraining my nervous system during my fast, right? When I first started doing this, I would get to the point where I was drinking too much coffee and it was causing me shakes, right? A lot of people are like, oh, it's coffee causing my shakes. There's a lot of different reasons that your nervous system is being stimulated at the wrong places at the wrong times, and don't demonize coffee because coffee is phenomenal. It's also been shown to delay Alzheimer's and dementia, which is diabetes type 3. So just to speak for that in itself is incredible. And so, yeah, I've been breaking my fast all day, and 5 p.m. I got a little hungry. So when I get hungry during my fast, I will go have a little bit of coffee. And yeah, I feel great. The coffee I also drink has lion's mane and mushroom in it. So it can help in that way too. Mushrooms are kind of fantastic. They're kind of becoming a bigger part of the conversation in healing, and even in areas and studies like depression and anxiety, there's really promising research for helping people to kind of integrate, integrate their experiences that they're having. So yeah, but organic coffee, that's probably a big deal too. I try and get organic coffee because and during this process, like, my body is being vulnerable, right? It's being vulnerable with the environment that it's around, right? So I went in the sun, I got a lot of sunlight, but I'm also drinking a lot of water. And I might have overdone the sunlight, but I knew that it was important also to get into a deep meditation. If you guys could practice or look up meditative exercises, slowing the breathing rate down. Our breathing rate is our rate of oxidation, right? I'm always talking about this, our rate of oxidation. We have too much oxidation in the environment. It causes us to age faster or to develop disease faster. And that would be the negative effect. That's why we're told that sunlight is so bad for us for a really long time, because it causes a burst of oxidation, but so does exercise. So it's all about how we're understanding how to lower this rate of oxidation, what forms are good investments for us. So you could get a bout of oxidation by smoking a cigarette, or you could get a bout of oxidation from the sunlight where my body can synthesize vitamin D, or I can get a bout of it from strength training and exercising my body and moving through my body, doing some breath work or a sauna or a cold plunge, or just something of that nature, you know? It's a good investment. It's all about where you invest. Where do you invest your breakfast in? So that was a little something about what's going on today. So if that was helpful at all, which I hope that it is, I just always hope to inspire you through my endeavors, to start your own. It's a little bitty baby steps, I've been doing this for a few years. I've been going through different fasting practices and going deep into my fast. I've done overdoing it like nobody's business, and I've done underdoing it. Now I really just try and follow the sweet spots, but I always say I still touch the stove sometimes. I still have to figure out what my limits are all the time. So rest is important when you are doing a fast. So last night I slept 9 hours. Since I've increased my sleep intake, you'll find that if you increase your sleep intake, the body just loves that. Like, it will digest your food better, right? When you start protecting your melatonin secretion at night, going to bed and restoring and resting, your insulin levels are better the next day, you know? So it's the way that your body is going to digest and use that energy. That was one of the biggest things. And when I fast, I don't mess around with my sleep. I am going to sleep early. If I do a heavy training day, and when I teach new people to train, when they come train with me, I say, try and go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Whatever time you go to bed now, rest earlier, because that's when our body's going to repair and recover. And since I'm going through a fast, since I am going through this stressful time with my body, right, I'm not giving it food. I'm letting it break down and feed myself through my own amino acids, right? I need a rest. I need to make sure I'm hydrating. You know, I need to make sure, Rachel, do you need to sit down and do a meditation? Like, what's going on? What do you need, really? You know, so be asking myself these questions, like you could too, you know? So anyway, good luck.